Good day guys, welcome back to my channel. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for commenting, for subscribing and for liking my videos, and I would of course want you guys to continue to do so, but thank you for all the support. I do appreciate you. But we are here to discuss Springboks versus Tonga. Now, when those guys came out, I was like, geez whiskers, that Ben Tamefuna, all right, everybody's speaking about this because he's 151 kilos. He's a solid brick shithouse of a man, right? Massive player, right? And of course, I was a bit nervous how that's going to go in the scrum, especially if I'm not mistaken, he was playing up against, who was it? Vincent Koch. And Vincent Koch is obviously coming back from injury, and coming to scrum against a guy like that, that's quite a daunting task, I would imagine. But yes, let's discuss what actually happened in the game. First things first, the full-time score, 49-18, and 7 tries going to South Africa, 3 tries to Tonga. Ben Tamefuna, Fine Inisi, and Patrick Pellegrini scored the 3 tries for Tonga. In the 37th, the 52nd, and the 72nd minute. Unfortunately, all the conversions was missed, but there was a penalty in the 2nd minute against South Africa, and William Avili took that, and at first, South Africa was down 3-0 on the 2nd minute. So, of course, the guys from Tonga would have taken quite a bit of confidence out of that, and that actually showed because they kept pinning us down in our own half, on our try line, attacking, right, for quite a couple of minutes. So these guys were hungry for our try line. But we did find ourselves into the Tongan 22 area, and of course, we managed to set up a driving maul. They sacked that maul. Eventually, there was a penalty given away, and Kobus Rydach takes a quick tap, and he puts a try into the corner on the 4th minute. Kainan Moody on the 90th minute, Deon Fourie on the 31st, Jesse Kriel on the 48th, Willie Leroux on the 57th, Marco van Staal on the 62nd, and Kwagga Smit on the 80th minute. So, of course, we had 7 tries, as I mentioned. We actually secured that specific 48th minute try, which was our 4th try that we required for that bonus point, right? I got to be honest, though. Deon Fourie was selected as the man of the match, and he did put quite a good performance in. However, I think some of his throws was a bit iffy, and he didn't really seem to make any headway when he was running. But a good player nonetheless. In my opinion, I would have maybe put man of the match to somebody like Andre Esterhuizen. Man, that guy ran hard, got over the gain line quite a number of times, and I was quite proud of the way he played. But what would I like to say about these tries? All right, nothing really, because we all expected quite a lot of tries in this game, and we all expected for us to win comfortably. What I would like to point out to is 4 out of 4 conversions for Pollard. Some of them pretty difficult kicks. And then on comes Manie Libbok, 3 out of 3, also some difficult kicks. What the hell was going on? All right, in that specific Ireland game, I was so impressed by the way Manie kicked. And I've been saying that he can actually kick in many games. But now he has competition on that number 10 jersey, and guess what he does? He flipping plays a massive game. So that was quite weird to see. But I guess that's what healthy competition does. So then scrums, 2 out of 3 for South Africa. It felt like we had more, but I mean 2 out of 3, that's what you had. Scrums for the guys of Tonga, 6 out of 7. Lineouts, 17 out of 18 for South Africa. Of course, there was one missed by Deon Fourie. 14 out of 15 for Tonga. Possession, 55% versus 45% for Tonga. Territory, 47% versus 53% for Tonga. Handling errors, 8 for South Africa, 5 for Tonga. Passes, 138 versus 130. Offloads, 8 versus 8. Clean breaks, 5 for South Africa, 6 for Tonga. Kicks from hand, 15 and 15 for both teams. Tackles, 146 for South Africa, 159 for Tonga. Missed tackles, 14 for South Africa, 16 for Tonga. Mauls. Now, this is one of the only stats that's really massively different, right? Mauls, 11 for South Africa, 1 for Tonga. I would have imagined they would go for more mauls by the sizes of their forwards, but I mean, they didn't. And penalties conceded, 9 versus 12 for Tonga, right? Top performers, as I mentioned earlier, Dion Free was selected as man of the match. He had 13 carries for 18 meters, 11 tackles, 1 missed tackle, 3 turnovers, 12 out of 13 lineouts, and 3 passes. What a good shift for one man. Of course, he played the full 80 minutes. Then Sione Havili Talitui. Sorry if I butcher your guys' names. He had 1 try assist, but this is what really made him stand out. 23 tackles, 0 missed. That was an insane defensive effort. All right, especially when the South Africans are bearing down on you. So the current Pool B standings are as follows. South Africa at the top of the log in the Pool B. However, we got no games left to play in the pools. We've played all 4 games, where the other 4 teams still each have a game left. Okay, so South Africa played 4, won 3, lost 1, points difference 117, and the actual points on the board 15. Ireland is second with 3 games won, 3 games played, and of course they have a points difference of 122, currently sitting on 14 points, so they really only need 1 more point to get to that 15 mark. Scotland has played 3, won 2, lost 1 against South Africa in that opening game, and then on that opening weekend, and their points difference is 97. So if you have a look at that specific type of points difference and those type of things, right? So Scotland can actually still qualify. However, it's unlikely, right? I think Ireland will definitely go through, and I'm sure we are also going to be going through. And I'm very happy that we've got a 2 weeks resting period, because I think our bodies are aching. I think there's a bunch of guys last night sitting there with ice packs all over their bodies. I was checking that in that first half. I said to my one mate that was actually in the US, I said, check these guys, right? Like, everybody's bleeding and got dents on them, and like it was, our guys really didn't look like they were in the best of shape, and everybody was sweating their asses off. They all looked like they were kind of buggered up. But anyways, so then there's 2 more things I want to quickly just bring up. First off, that specific Mr. Pierce, all right, you almost messed up your own officiating quality for the day, because if I had to say it this way, right, I actually thought going through that game that you had quite a good game in calling, the stats and, calling the problems and just your general gameplay calls, right? It was pretty good. I also agreed that Mapimpi knock was maybe not worthy of a red card or anything to that effect. It was really nothing in it. But then you go in that second half where the guy flies through the air, lands, and he lands on Ibn Etzebeth's chest, and you want to say, it's a minimum yellow card. Buddy, you almost messed up, okay? If it wasn't for that TMO that was a bit more savvy for the day to say, listen, that's just a penalty, you would have probably sent one of our guys off, and I think that would have been a fucking atrocious call, because the knock on Mapimpi was a lot worse than this knock, but you wanted to say that it's a minimum yellow. So I'm just mentioning. Other than that, your officiating was pretty damn on point. I don't have a problem with anything. I mean, sure, I'm sure there's a couple of calls that was a bit iffy, but in general gameplay, I don't think you had a bad day, right? And then the one thing I really want to complain about, okay, this is just my own opinion, and I don't think a lot of people share the same opinion, but SABC and their commentators. Really, guys, really. Look, I don't have a problem. Okay, so the guys were talking in 3 different languages to each other, like, all the time, right? I don't have a problem with that. I respect it. I understand there's different cultures in South Africa, and you have to cater for everybody. They're perfect, no problem. I respect it. But what I do not respect okay, is when there's a conversation going on between the ref and the TMO, and they're trying to figure something out, and you guys don't shut the fuck up. All right, you just keep talking and talking and talking. Like, guys, everybody sitting at home probably wants to hear what the actual ref is saying, right? And if you keep yapping on, we can't hear what's actually the decision that's being called. Okay, so I'm just saying, I'm sure I'm speaking for more than one person. When the refs are giving any specific explanations, shut the hell up. All right, so that we can hear what the guys are saying. Other than that, no problem. Okay? So, anyways, this was a very tough game. This was a very hard game. These guys came out to play. I do believe that they're going to easily run over Romania, Tonga. So, yes. And then, of course, with very close eyes, I will keep very close eyes on that game between Ireland and Scotland this weekend coming. So, of course, we want to see what happens for us, because whatever happens there could influence us. I don't think, well, I know nothing of the Tonga and Romania games will have any bearing on us, but that Ireland-Scotland game, of course, will make all the difference. So, let's hope everything works out the way we want to see it, and then we can really face the hosts in that quarterfinal and really take it to them. Because, look, I mean, a lot of people say France will take that game. Of course, I'm a Springbok supporter, so of course I'm going to support my own team. And any of you guys that want to come at me for being, biased or whatever, everybody's biased and partial to their team. So grow the hell up, okay? Of course I'm going to be partial to my team. I am a Springbok supporter. I love the team. I love the country. And of course, I am not a guy that generally calls out the refs unless I feel that it really was a problem, like that 2011 Australia game in the previous World Cup, if you remember those. Even the newspapers the next day was saying that was some atrocious, shitty calls. Okay, so in that regard, yes, I understand. But I mean, as I mentioned, Luke Pearce, brilliant game. Except for that one thing he almost messed up, but he didn't mess it up. So fortunately not. So other than that, I don't have a problem. And yeah, guys, I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. It will be next week, well, this weekend coming. I will be putting up another video. I'm going to do a video on the World Cup up to now type thing. So it will be at the end of the weekend. I want to see all the games play out first, and then I want to do really a recap of all the games in the pool games and what we expect to happen going forward into the quarterfinals. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys in those videos. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Please do so. And yes, I'll see you guys in the next video. And I hope you're all blessed and stay safe.